I'm Andrew, and I'm setting out to make better videos for diesel enthusiasts. Follow along as I review products, do how-tos, and share my personal trucks here on Just Diesels. What's up, guys? We are back with another update on the third gen. So I'm progressing through this build on this truck. I've had the truck for about a year now, so I've been making some big upgrades to it. But one of the first things that I wanted to do to this truck, and unfortunately it took me a while, was doing a Fass lift pump. Today we're going to be talking about a Fass, why it's so important in your third gen truck, and installing one on my truck. So to handle the install, I took my truck down to Maximum Diesels in Hemet, California. Hands down, I think the best shop in SoCal for diesel trucks. I trust Russ. Like with all of my babies, he's basically the only person that touches the engine and drivetrain of my truck. So if you're looking for someone in SoCal that's trustworthy, Russ is the guy at Maximum Diesels. I love him. So he's gonna be handling the install. I'm gonna be doing the filming because that way I don't have diesel all over my hands while I'm trying to film, and I can get better content for you guys. Now, before we install that, or I guess as we're installing it, let's talk a little bit about why you'd want to install a Fass on your truck and why they're so important. So first and foremost, let's talk about filtration. Now, the reason why this is so important on common rail trucks is that the Fass system involves two filters. One, you're gonna have a fuel filter, and two, you're gonna have a water separator. Now, what's really cool about these is that basically any filter with the same thread pattern can thread onto here. So Fass provides their own fuel filters and water separators that are fantastic. I'm really picky, so I opted to do a Cat 2 micron fuel filter. This is basically the smallest micron rating, which is the size particle that it allows through, that you can possibly put on these trucks. So this is basically as good as it gets in terms of fuel filtration. This is key. This is gonna be what's stopping all of those particulates from getting into the engine. As we were doing this install, I was blown away by how much particulate were in the bottom of my tank, in the bottom of my fuel sender. In my mind, this is probably one of the most important things that you can do on your truck, particularly on the third gen common rail trucks. These trucks have kind of an Achilles heel, and it's the injectors. This was basically the first generation of trucks that saw high pressure common rail injection. And what that means is that instead of being, low PSI injection, low, teens or whatever in terms of PSI, these trucks can see up to 30,000 PSI injection pressures at the injectors. And that is really, really high pressure. And so what happens is if you have any particulates, if you have any water in your fuel system, it's basically just sandblasting the inside of your injectors, and that leads to failure. And on these trucks, failure can be very serious. So if you go on the Facebook groups for third gen Cummins, you will see post on top of post on top of post of white smoke, I melted a piston, I blah, 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 blah. Basically, if the injectors go out in these trucks, they go out pretty catastrophically. They will basically stick open, dump a ton of fuel in, melt the piston down, and you're looking at a complete engine rebuild because your injectors failed. The factory fuel filter is only 8 microns. That's the best you can do in there. And most people are probably running like 10 or 12 micron. The best that I've ever found that fits in the factory housing is an 8 micron Baldwin, but even that is just not as good. So I still have that in place. We'll get into that in a second, but that is gonna be the biggest reason for this. Now, the other reason for this is added fuel flow. So with my truck in fully stock form, after I put my Edge Insight on, which by the way, I covered the full Edge Insight install in another video, but in factory form, I was seeing like somewhere around 5 PSI, 8 PSI of fuel flow to the CP3, which is the injection pump. Once I tuned my truck, if I got on it, I would see fuel pressure drop almost to like 2 or 3 PSI, which is just barely enough to keep that CP3 going. The fuel going in CP3, yes, it's going into the injectors and into the engine, but it's also serving a really important role of cooling the CP3, lubricating the CP3, and also cooling and lubricating the injectors. So you actually need enough fuel flow to support both what's actually happening in the engine, right, the injection event, but also support the cooling and the lubrication of the fuel pump and of the injectors. So it's really important to have good, steady fuel flow to the CP3 and to the injectors on this truck, which is what this Fass is doing. So after this is installed, I'll be seeing somewhere around 11 to 12 PSI constant. Doesn't matter what kind of throttle I put in this truck, it'll always be delivering 11 to 12 PSI, and it's gonna be using a bigger diameter line, so we're flowing more volume to that. Now, of course, the other benefit of a Fass is the whole namesake of the Fass, fuel air separation system. So if you think about it, a normal lift pump is basically just pulling fuel from the tank, shoving it to the injection pump and into the injectors. But riding along with that fuel is a lot of air. Air is basically just taking up the volume but doing nothing. So with the Fass, what it's doing is it's actually pulling the air out of that fuel so you can have more dense fuel. There's basically not wasted volume. And so what that literally is doing is giving you more bang for your buck, because if you're looking at a given injection duration of fuel delivered to the injectors during an injection event, if half of that is air, you're not getting very far. So you're actually losing power, you're losing fuel economy. So the more densely or densely packed the fuel can be in that fuel line, the better. And that's what this Fass system is doing. So we're benefiting from added filtration, we're benefiting from added fuel flow and better cooling and lubrication, and we're also getting more pure fuel because we're getting less air in the system. So win, win, win. Now, the other cool thing about taking your truck to a shop like Maximum Diesels that does these all the time is they have all kinds of cool tips and tricks. So I didn't want to do a sump because I didn't want something hanging off the bottom of my tank. I didn't want to have to drill a hole in my tank. So what we opted for is actually drilling a hole down the center of the fuel sending unit and then basically putting in a draw straw. So that draw straw is going to allow us to draw from the bottom of the tank without doing a sump. So kind of a clever way to stick kind of factory and bypass doing a sump. They handled all this. It was really cool to watch them do it because they've done it a million times. We did have to drop the tank to make it happen. And that gave us a really good opportunity to see just how much crud was in the tank. So kind of crazy and even more reinforcement for why it's so nice to have added fuel filtration on these trucks. Now for the rest of the plumbing, we use the supplied line from Fass. Again, way bigger diameter hose than you would see in the factory fuel line. So it's just gonna flow more volume. And then I actually opted to go through the factory fuel filter still. To me, it's just added basically filtration. Can't really go wrong having too much, especially at my power level. If you're running 1,000 horsepower or something, yes, the factory fuel filter will be restrictive, but in my case, running like 500 or so, no problem. It basically just gives me an added failsafe if anything goes wrong with the Fass. Basically, it's just another way to filter out everything that's going through here. So why not? Extra insurance, super easy, cheap to replace that filter. Why not, basically? Power to this was delivered just like the factory lift pump, so that was easy. Wiring is super straightforward. They supply awesome instructions. Everything's included. And if you need any help, if you're installing this at home, Fass is also really great with their customer service, so you can give them a call, they'll help you out. Now, after the install of this, I was really impressed with how well this thing flows fuel. So I actually just got back from a trip. It was 1,000 miles towing my second gen out to Arizona to get a new transmission from Tier 1. And on that trip, I drove my third gen with the new EFI Live tunes from Nick at NRE. So the truck's making like 500 horse, pulling a trailer in the desert, upgrades. If you guys have ever towed from Los Angeles to, or driven from Los Angeles to Arizona, you know there's some big grades coming out of the Coachella Valley. I never saw fuel pressure drop below 11 PSI, which is exactly what I wanted to see. In stock form with this tuning, I would probably have seen like 2 or 3 PSI going up that hill. So it was really, really reassuring to see, you know, a solid 11, 12 PSI going up that hill, no problem, knowing that everything was getting adequate fuel flow. It's also nice to know that there's good filtration. And I will say my last truck had a Fass on it from probably 2007. So the original owner installed a Fass on my last third gen that I sold. And when I sold that truck, the truck had 140 something thousand miles on it. The injectors were in fantastic shape, no like crazy black smoke. Snap test was fine. I mean, basically everything was perfect about those injectors. So to me, that is a perfect example of what proper fuel filtration does for these trucks, because you don't want to have to replace injectors. They're expensive. It's like $3,000 to do injectors on these trucks. So basically avoid it as long as you can. Once you hit that 200,000 mile mark, you're probably looking at it regardless, but ideally you want to prolong it as much as possible, and adequate fuel filtration is the way to make that happen. So yes, is a Fass expensive? Absolutely, but I would put this hands down in my top 1 or top 3 upgrades that needs to happen to third gen Cummins trucks. Even if you have a completely stock truck, if you don't do anything to your truck, a Fass should be on your list. The added fuel filtration is key. The added fuel flow is key. Basically everything about this is just helpful to your truck. This is a worthwhile upgrade, whether you're into big power, whether you're into off-road street trucks, whatever. If you're just working your truck, this is something you should do. This is basically something every third gen Cummins owner should do. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not someone to just push and peddle products because, you know, I think they're cool. This is something that I would put on my truck regardless if I had this YouTube channel or not. I think this is a very key upgrade to make to your truck. So can't say that enough. Well worth it. I'm very happy I made it to this truck. And this is gonna set us up for the next stage of this build where we're gonna be doing 500 horsepower reliably. So stay tuned for that video series because I'll be walking through the whole process of what's involved in making about 500 horsepower and keeping your truck 100% reliable. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video, and stay tuned because there will be a lot more updates on this truck as I go through the build process. If you're just watching this video, feel free to go back, check out the old ones. I'm basically upgrading everything on this truck and documenting every step of the process. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for Fass for supporting this video, and thank you to Maximum Diesels for handling the install. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you on the next video.